the question that we were talking about yesterday, the question is continents. Where are you living? North America excluded. We're throwing out Antarctica. Doesn't count. So, because nobody lives there. You can't really live there. Where would you go in order? So you got put them all in order as to 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 because there's 7 continents, right? North America excluding, the same with Antarctica. So the 5 other continents. What's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 list of where you would live?
So my question is like, are you factoring in? How am I phrase this wrong? Are you factoring in just like a single place? Technically, it's like almost a single place in that continent where it's like, oh yeah, like I would live in that continent. Granted, maybe the rest of the continent's kind of like whatever, but that place is pretty nice. Or is it like overall this continent has a lot of nice places to live? And if I had to pick an array of options, which one would I rather? You know what I mean? Because like
an array of options.
Let me preface it this way. Asia, I'm probably not too keen on, but
I get that. You're not keen on it. Yeah, yes,
not too keen.
No, it's not.
You're gonna pick a continent.
It's not in a bad way. But Japan could be an awesome place to live.
Tokyo seems cool, right? Like it's a good consideration.
Exactly, but that's one city.
Yeah, no, this is the continent. So you can maneuver through the continent. Like North America's off the board, but we give you Mexico, we give you, Canada. You could go on Ontario, or
but not
you could go down to
America.
Japan's a country. I know, yeah, no, I'm saying, but yeah, Japan.
Yeah, any country.
I'm saying are we ranking based on like what has the best array of options?
Stop saying array. Yeah, yes.
It's just overall. I feel like it's just overall.
Where would I live? Yeah.
No, it's just overall. Yeah.
It's essentially I'll put the parameters to kind of help specify the question a little bit. That's the only place you get to live. What's your order? So this country, I can only live in Africa, and you can maneuver from Johannesburg up to Cairo. I don't care, but that's the parameters you're in. Right.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. So what would your one be?
I'm gonna let you go first, Dak. I feel like you're cooking right now.
No. I wanna think on it.
Because like, what do you?
All right. Well, let's do it like this. Let's like each give our 1. We'll each give our 2. We'll go down like that. How about that?
Sure. Do you want me to say what my 1 is, or do you want to say?
Your 1? I want to hear yours. Well, let us go first. And
go first. That's fine. I don't. Yeah, I just want to what do you want? What do you want to do here?
So I'm gonna say, excluding North America, excluding Antarctica, bro. I feel like number 1's got to be Europe, right?
Europe, yeah.
I think it's a good one. Yeah,
that's
the boys were debating another one.
Australia.
I'm not too keen on Australia. Yeah, I think it would be really cool, but what are we doing there? That's actually
New Zealand is I feel like New Zealand's a great place to visit. Australia is kind of a great place to visit, but it's also I feel like a little too crazy. Like
the animals are crazy. There's not a lot of population.
So the only thing with Europe for me why I almost didn't go Europe is, and I think I might agree, I might go Europe with my 1 because you got Spain, Italy, Ireland. Oh, you got it. So
you start off with the English. I kind of think of it like that. I can have a career.
It's the most right. Almost reason I didn't go Europe. Almost reason I did not go Europe was because it almost felt like the safest. Next.
Yeah, it is. It is
safest. But a lot of great spots. Like France,
and Greece. You get Bob's favorite city. You can get Johannesburg, Russia. Not Johannesburg. That's fine. St. Petersburg, Russia.
Yeah, that's
St. Petersburg. Apparently, it's like an unreal city. That's a part because Russia's split in half. But like, okay, all right. So that's that. I'm gonna let you guys take the floor because I don't want to. I'm
okay.
So what were you debating between? Was it Australia?
Australia. So I don't think it's Australia for me because you get what you get legit Australia, you get New Zealand. That's about it.
You get Papua New Guinea.
Yes, sure. All are crazy.
Sounds like a rapper.
All are crazy, but
Tasmania. You can get Tasmania.
Places, sure. Tasmania. I don't even know if that's right, but yeah, sure.
It is. It is right. Don't come on. The Tasmanian devil. Tasmania is the country under Australia.
All right. Perfect. I love Tasmania. Places
Know your
that would be an
geography,
awesome place
man.
to visit. Places to live, though, it almost feels like too nuts. And I will say this: I know some people from Australia. I know from some people from New Zealand. They like it a lot, but I don't know if I would want to go live there. I thought about Asia because the Japan aspect
Asia's
is
got cool
kind of-
cities.
it has a lot of cool cities,
You
cool places.
strike me as a Bangladesh kind of man. Yes, New Delhi.
Sure. I think my two,
So-
because there are some I think my two, and I may be a little drawn to it, maybe be a little South America.
I knew you. Yeah, and I kind of was thinking that too.
Yeah, I think I would
Australia
go
and South
Europe
America.
and then South America would be my two, for
But
sure.
like, what cities are we talking in?
Rio
Like,
de
what-
Chile.
Janeiro.
I think I'd want to go to Chile. I
Buenos
don't know if I do
Aires.
Rio,
You can go to Argentina. You can go to Chile. You know, you can get down. Yeah, it's decent pickings there.
I think as far as atmosphere,
Buenos Aires
your
is
argument there is legit for sure.
Your argument.
I think
this is why it's the best.
Kreiz's
all in it.
reasoning though with the career is huge though, dog. Like,
Yeah, if
being
you're
able to
living
just
there,
pick
yeah.
up, yeah. Like, you got a whole language barrier to get through over
You
there.
gotta
you
learn
know what I'm
probably
saying?
some Espanol.
So would that not be? So I think my two. So like I said, Australia, New Zealand, cool to visit. I don't know if I would live there.
Yeah, this isn't a
It's too
visit thing.
far. It's like a 12-hour time difference. I don't know if I could do that. But Asia,
Asia's an
Asia-
option. Also 12-hour difference, but an option.
Shanghai, Singapore, Tokyo,
Right.
just to name a few.
Yeah.
What's the?
You seem like a
LeBron?
Mongolia man. You like
What's the-
Mongolia.
For real.
What's the LeBron? Mumbai, Kyoto, Xinchi, Hong Kong, just to name a few of my favorites. Because the tight ends. And that would Asia would be a close second, but I think I go South America. Close to home, good
So
spot.
South America's your one.
No, Europe's is one. Europe's all of them.
Europe's your one. Okay, all right.
you
all right.
got
be for
Paris,
two.
you got
It could be-
So
Paris.
number two then is South
Luxembourg.
America for you.
I think so.
All right.
Who's your two?
I don't know. So that's where
You seem like an Asian
I'm
man.
debating. I was thinking it maybe. I think low-key I'm debating between Australia right now for
sense.
number two.
I
I
get
mean,
that.
just because of the language thing still, dude. It's like I can
Right.
easily just like have a career and pick up, you know what I'm saying?
Sabo's mom is there. That's big.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Sabo's
That
mom
is-
is there. Yep.
the array of women, including Sabo's mom out there, is very, very attractive. So I think
Yeah,
I'll
but
go
I'm going
Australia.
South America for that specifically. I'm going
That's
the
fair, that's
Colombian
fair.
chick we saw. That's South
Buenos
America.
Aires. Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires, Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo. So that's kind of where I'm like,
Who
but the
won
language
Who won
barrier's
Mrs.
tough.
Universe again? Who won Miss Universe?
I think Nicaragua did, but that's
Yeah.
technically North America. They're
Who is the one that screamed at her? She was like, France.
Yeah, no, it was.
You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
I know what you're talking about. I can't
Yeah.
remember one. I think it was last year's. I don't know.
I don't know.
All right,
I
so-
think I would go with Australia. It was very 1A, 1B for me, but South America did. That was one of the spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on Bob's list. He had 3 cities that are his favorite cities to ever visit. Bob being the owner of our of the company. He's a
Rio
world
was
traveler.
one, right?
Big cheese.
was
He,
one of
he
them.
didn't give me like a 1-2. He liked
Yeah.
Rio de Janeiro. He liked St. Petersburg, Russia. He said people were jet skiing at 1:30 in the morning because it's like up there, you know, like pretty high up north, so it's still light out and shit. And then he went with Cairo. He went Cairo as his in his 3.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Damn.
A lot of people and all this, and a lot of energy. As he said, a lot of energy there. Noah. I was like, all right, that sounds sick.
That was crazy.
I think I would go Australia probably. The thing about Australia is it's like there's only a few cities. Like you can just get Sydney, Melbourne.
That's what I was thinking.
Just
It's
a
just
lot
not
of-
a lot to work with.
There's
Like,
a
feel
lot
like
of
I don't
empty
know them as
land
well,
over
but-
there, bro. Like
a
you
lot
got
of
the
scary
Yeah.
bugs and animals. A lot of scary
Yeah.
bugs and animals.
That's my thing. I feel like I always just see crazy videos out of New Zealand and Australia. So it looks sick to visit. And I know the mountains there are crazy. Like the
New
mountains there
Zealand
are
where they
awesome.
shot
I
Lord of
just
the
don't
Rings.
know. So yeah, exactly. Mount Doom.
Mhm.
But I feel like that's a top place that I want to visit. But I
Yes,
don't know if that's
yeah.
a top place I want to live.
Yeah,
I
but
guess
then there's
Asia's the
career
same, like-
thing, you know.
Yeah,
Career's big.
Asia
Career thing is big.
career thing is big. Yeah. Easiest commute to and from.
There's probably like a lot better. Like I think you could have more opportunity of like in the cities in Asia where it's like, oh, you know, I can go to, you know, like you said,
Yes.
Tokyo. Like there's that. And I think we'd be fine off, but like that has got to be one of the hardest. I mean, that's got to be the dialect wise, the writing and everything.
By
I don't
far
know
the
what
hardest.
hell I'd be doing. It's got to be the hardest. Like Spanish, I feel like, all right, we hear Spanish every day, especially down here, right? Like all the time I'm hearing Spanish. I could pick that up. After you live there for especially a few months,
Like
Mandarin, I don't know Japanese, or I don't even know where I'd go with that. So
yeah. I'd have no idea. Asia would probably be the toughest, but I'd consider just because it's a cool place to live. But South America is probably my easiest.
Okay, all right. So we're going. Stu and I are in the same one. I think I go Australia. I think I enjoy life in South America more, to be frank.
I think
I think so too, but I think the career would like make me still pick Australia at the end of the day.
That's fair.
So I think if we're going off places where I would enjoy life the most, I think South America and Australia, that would be my 1-2 continent wise, because they still do like I think Australia, New Zealand, it's similar
over
to
Europe. You're saying?
Where I would enjoy life. Oh, Europe they kind of do live the life. I heard about.
I would say Europe. I think Europe's one by far because you're getting all varieties there.
They do like the 2 hour. Yeah, they do the 2 hour lunches, Ireland, wine. Everyone says
Norway. You got Amsterdam. Like it's everything.
Yeah, but I heard. I think from what I've heard, Australia and New Zealand and stuff, you get to live. They go surfing. They got the ocean and stuff there. Yeah. Kind of live.
You get a visa. I mean, you want that? You get a visa. You can go anywhere.
Greece.
The blacks, Mediterraneans, technically down there.
That's tough. Yeah, that's Europe, South America, probably Australia, and then Asia. Even though I'd love to go to Asia.
You're saying no thanks to Africa is what you're saying.
Oh, I forgot.
I mean, someone's got to be last.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're getting ahead here, Dak. So I'm going. My 3.
You're jumping the gun.
My 3. I'm going South America for number 3. Is that what you're doing too, Chris?
I would too. I think I would too.
And then I think 4 and 5. That's where it gets into.
It's Asia and Africa. So here's the plus. I will say this about Africa.
Asia.
You technically go down to Johannesburg or Cape Town, and you could still function. But I'm good on Chad, and I'm good on I don't know if Morocco. I mean, you go. There's a lot. Ethiopia. I mean, there's Djibouti. I'm not living in Madagascar or any of those. I don't think so. I don't know what I'd do. I have no idea. You could live in South Africa and get
Tanzania.
No. I'm sorry.
All set on that.
I'm all set. I don't know.
I think I'm going Asia. I hate to do it. I think I'm going Africa last, man.
Hate to do it.
Okay, wait. I'll ask you guys this. Where's the last continent that you would want to get stuck in? Like you are stuck.
Antarctica,
go home.
For sure.
No. You still have to disclose.
Oh, out of these, all right.
You can't get stuck in North America.
That should be our last, right? Kind of stuck in there anyway.
I think the last country I'd want to get stuck in would be Asia. I'd be like, I'm done. Like you're stuck there. Let's say you're stuck there for a decade. You're just stuck. You have to live there for a decade. You're waiting for whatever your passport. Like you.
I hate to say it, but bro, you got way more technology in Asia than in Africa. Like,
I know, but the adapting factor, I don't think I could. I wouldn't be able to get out. I wouldn't make it out. I'd be stuck.
I'd have to
be over for me,
bro. Africa, think about how hot you would be, bro. Just like stuck wherever you're stuck at. You know what I mean? Like,
I think you find a place.
You just go to South Africa because it's so south that it's not that hot. Like it's like Apo.
You could get some cool. You can get some cooler weather. Like I'd get stuck in South America, Australia.
I think I ended up picking Asia over Africa. I think if I'm getting stuck, I think I see your point here because at least if I'm stuck in Africa, I could go down to South Africa and I can function. I can do something. Career in Asia, I'd have to just learn, and I don't know who's going to teach me. I don't know.
I'm not at the point in my life where I'm ready to learn a lot of stuff. I think I would give up.
That's fair. Like, okay. I think my whole idea is I think there's more technology that you could contact, like resources to use. Like I think there's more like resources.
South Africa is not like it's like not a third world country.
Yeah,
but it's a continent though. You got like we're talking Africa.
Yeah,
like, I mean, but I guess you can like.
No, I see your point.
South Africa.
Yeah, I see your point. I don't know. I'm not putting all my chips. Listen, South Africa, I've heard it's cool.
I think it's
Size
close.
bad
I
South
think it's
African,
close.
so at
These
least
two.
I know. Yeah, at least I kind of know that like it's a cool place. I don't really know much other than that. Besides Springboks rugby and like whatever the hell else they got. Like I don't really know what's down there.
Like I could
Are
get
you
stuck in-
Asia
if I got
at
stuck
5
in.
then?
No, I'm Asia at 4 places that I would want to live, but places that if it was like
Yeah, I might be.
that's a
I'm probably
if I were
Asia
to
at
be
4.
like
I think I'm
if
Asia
I were
at
to
4.
if I were to go to Africa and after 4 or 5 years I got stuck, I'd be like, damn, that's tough, but I'll be okay. I just feel like the people would be more like about it and tough to describe, but I could get into the culture a little bit.
Yeah.
I'd make maybe I disconnect from the world and it'd be totally fine, but I'd find my way around. Seems like almost like island tropical life would be all right. If I went to Asia after a year or two and I was like, I have to go home, they're like, you're not getting
Zach
home.
in Asia is like a movie, right?
Yes.
If I went to Asia.
If I went there and I got stuck there, I'd freak out a little. I'd be like, this could be really bad because I'm not
right. Like, where do I go? Right. Yeah.
Like, the technology, I think it's obviously there, but it might be, from what I've heard, a smidge limited. It could be a little limited. And I don't know what job I would get. All I can think of, and I don't know why, is maybe I'd get a janitorial position somewhere.
In
Like,
Asia?
that's all I can think. Yeah. What else am I doing? I have no idea.
I think you can find a little better than that.
Yeah, I think.
Again, I don't know.
Opportunity for you
In Africa, I feel like I could find a nice higher level position. Use my skill set a bit. But in Asia, I feel like I don't know what I'm getting.
Wait,
a lot of bodies in Asia. I mean, that's the most bodies. That's
true.
I ain't teaching any classes. I feel like there could be some classes I could teach in Africa potentially, but right?
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, what are you teaching? What are you teaching in Africa? Give us the what is your career in Africa?
Well, Billy Football. I don't know if you guys just saw, but he just went down there. I guess I don't know how much stock I put into this, but he just taught football in Uganda or something.
Yeah, no, he's a player coach.
Player coach Uganda.
He was talking about like
I could find
sexual education for him.
I didn't see that. I didn't see
crazy.
that.
That's
but in Asia, I just like I don't know what I would do out there. I feel like I feel like that's a very nice tourist spot. But if I was there to live, I don't know what I'm doing, man. Unless I went there like if I was migrating there for a job. Like if I was
I'll say this, man. I think that as far as Olympics go, I think the diving scene in Asia is better than in Africa.
Oh, I get smoked. No, yeah. Oh, it's way better. I get cooked.
I was gonna say, I don't even know if you could teach diving over in Asia.
Oh, I couldn't. I'd be clowned on. I'd be laughed at. Yeah. yeah. Any skill set I have out the window. Oh, sales? What I'm gonna talk? No, that's not happening.
No.
All right. So we got our rankings then. So mine's Europe, and then I had Australia, and then South America, Asia, Africa. Dak, yours was
Europe, and then South America, Australia, and then I probably go to move to Asia and then Africa, but stuck in is different.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, and then I think it's different circumstances.
And then Kreitz, yours was the same as mine.
Yeah, I've debated. Like I teeter-totter on the South Africa and Australia border because I'm also I think I'd enjoy life more. I don't think it'd be that hard to learn. The Spanish is different. I know that, but I wouldn't be Portuguese or whatever they're speaking. I think I'd enjoy life more there than Australia. I know Australia is like probably a fun time, but there's more to do, in South America. But I'll stick with Australia.
I'll say this too. I'm just thinking about this now, like for South America. I mean, I think Spanish is a lot more of a universal language. I think in Europe you got like a lot more languages like per square foot, if we're talking that. Like you got way more languages in Europe.
But English is still like a primary language compared to that. You know what I mean? More English is like known and spoken.
And those other languages, I think you learn them pretty quickly because they all speak a variety of them.
Yeah.
And so you get a little mix of all of them.
Yeah.
And then you sort of survive, advance, and adapt.
Yeah,
you evolve. Yeah.
You evolve.
All right, are we changing gears here? Where are we moving to next?
Yeah. We'll chat about the NFL right here. Well, that's what we'll pivot to from our little conversation. I don't know where we're putting that in the show, but continents per the reaction committee. That's where we would live. NFL is kicking off 3 games left. Talked about this all day today, so I'm pretty prepared myself. Playoff picture off rip. We are looking at 1 seed. I'll start off the NFC. The 49ers are sitting there at 11-3. You have currently the Dallas Cowboys after last night, a Monday Night Football, the blunder from Jalen Squirts, call what you want. Jalen Tummy Hurts, pick your poison there, and Nick Sirianni. They fall to Drew Lock and the Seattle Seahawks. Your Geno was out. Got a bad groin. So Geno.
But Drew Lock is kind of the new Geno.
No,
He's kind of the new Geno.
Huh?
And Drew Lock's kind of the new Geno to a smidge.
No, I wouldn't say that.
They wrote me off. I
so.
did not write back.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Comparison, it's been like a decade of Geno. I mean, this kid's at least only been in the league for a few years. I don't like the comparison. I compared it today.
I can see it though, kind of
like Baker Mayfield. Obviously, was a 1 seed, but what Baker did with the Rams, it kind of felt like that, right? Could get Drew Lock a job, maybe, right? Backup job or something. Not full time, but or they keep him. I don't know. I was cool to see. So they try down the field and they win. That puts the Eagles at 5. Detroit's at 3, 10-4. They're sitting there 1 win away from clinching the division for the first time in any of our lifetimes. First time they would clinch the NFC North, period, because it was the NFC Central 30 years ago when Barry Sanders won it. And then the Buccaneers, who I like the Bucs. I'm rooting for the Bucs. Go Bucs. The Baker Mayfield led 7-7 Buccaneers are the 4 seed. Eagles at 5. Currently at 6, I believe it is Minnesota at 7-7. Lions get them twice. That'll be this week in Minnesota, and then last week in Detroit, and then the 7 seed, the team I wish I bet money on. I was hot on it, Dak. I've been calling for it. The 6.5 wins they hit. They are 7-7. That's the Matt Stafford led
the Rams.
LA Rams. Watch out. I believe that is something that we could see Stafford trotting into Ford Field round 1, possibly. That would be crazy.
And I would not like that.
No, but whatever. You know, we got time to pick. All right, that's kind of how I feel. I agree with you, but
as a Lions fan, deep down, that's awesome. You know what I mean? But as a Lions fan's current day, I would not want.
Yeah, but it's also my worst nightmare if we lose. Really,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like that is my worst nightmare current day because I think Matthew Stafford would walk into Ford Field and he'd be like, "Yeah, let's have a day."
Yeah,
Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, like they would go off, and that would not make me happy. But back in the day, sure, that would have been awesome. Matthew Stafford playing a home game at Ford Field in the playoffs if he was on the Detroit Lions, you know, or even visiting here, you know, a few years ago. But current day, I'd rather just not see the Rams personally.
Yeah, I don't want any part of that game, bro. Like I feel like if we play them, it's just setting us up to lose it.
Yeah, but
100%.
Like I don't want to also like be that woe is me, like woe is us. Like we have to play Stafford. It's like, well, we're better than them. I believe that. It's just
we are. But it would be some dumb shit where we end up losing for God knows what.
Yeah, reason, I can't do this. I can't do this SOL talk. I'm not doing this right now. We're not doing this. If they play,
but it's still so like
the playing them, you have to beat them. Sorry, plain simple.
We have to.
Yeah. Play them. You got to beat them. But like, so like you go play the Packers.
I think they're a better team. Lions.
You go play the Packers. I like that matchup a lot better. You go play somebody like the Vikings. We wouldn't play the Vikings. We would play them. Yeah, they're cooked. I would like that a lot better. You go play an NFC South team. So let's say it's the Saints. Or let's say it's the Bucs, like a team like that sneaks in where the 2 seed, the 7 seed. I'd rather play them. You go play the Rams. That's going to be even if let's say we're not the Lions. Let's say we're even the Eagles or we're the Cowboys talking. Still, the last team they want to play is the Rams as well. So it's not even not just a Stafford thing, just a last team that you want to play because they still have Stafford. They still have Cooper Kupp. Puka Nacua has been awesome. They still have Aaron Donald and they still have Sean McVay as their head coach. And so it's not even just a Stafford in Detroit thing. That's the last team that I want to play going to the playoffs for sure. Playoff experience wise too. Like that is not
Super
a team
Bowl.
that I want to
Super
play.
Bowl. They got a Super Bowl under
them. Yeah. They know what they're doing.
2 teams have not mentioned also 7-7 are going to be at 8 is Seattle now. Seattle stays alive. And then also the Saints are 7-7. You got 6 and 8 teams are Atlanta, who looks grim, just lost to the Panthers. and the Packers that they're at 6-8. They just kind of pissed that opportunity away after losing at home to the Baker playmaker led Buccaneers at Lambeau. How sad is that for them? But hey, sorry, Packers. I don't know. I thought we were going to play them because their schedule was really easy, but that looks like they're going to. It would take a lot for them to get in. They'd have to win out.
That's what like I thought about that a lot too, at least with like the Packers standpoint, is they had done this throughout the year. They weren't a good team by any means, but they could win some games because they didn't look bad. Jordan Love has not looked bad at all, and that defense is still very good. But it's one of those things when they beat the Lions, I thought they were maybe cooking, and you look at the rest of their schedule, and it's like, oh, if you're a good team, you'll take care of this schedule easily. You'll go in, but there's not a very good team. They're an okay team. And so they couldn't take care of it, and they're probably not going to take care of it. And that's just what it is at the end of the day, you know?
And I'll say this about like just talking about that Lions Green Bay game. I think the Lions, I think them moving Ife Melifonwu to safety and giving him some time there was huge, especially in this last game against the Broncos. I think if they were doing that against Green Bay, might have been a different game. I think Melifonwu, bro, he's a playmaker at safety. Like, he was all over the field in that game against the Broncos. I think he was playing corner against the Green Bay Packers, and like obviously it was a huge change, and I think it was huge for the defense and was a big reason why the defense for the Lions looked so much better this week.
Yeah, and the Packers were 5-7 at the time, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, if it was
they won the week after, yeah, and then now they lost.
Yeah, it was like they were 5-7. If it was another 5-7 team, not divisional, not the Green Bay Packers, we probably win that game.
True.
And that's just like, that's more so what it is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they came out and the first play they chucked it up like 45 yards. Like, okay, well, and and the Jack Harlow performance didn't probably help the morale within the stadium. That was and it was kind of oh shit, here come the Lions. They were riding high, and that was kind of listen, every team, look at the Cowboys, they just got smoked by the Bills. Like, they were the hot team everyone's creaming their jeans for, you know what I mean? And so like teams just have days where they lose, and that's just plain simple. So at least the Lions, that game, I'll say about the Lions that we watched Saturday, was probably the most complete game from an offensive defensive standpoint. I think the Lions have played all year. So I know the Broncos probably are like not amazing team, but considering
they were playing better, they were playing better at the time too.
Yeah. And you're still playing. I know Russell Wilson isn't the same. Still won a Super Bowl. Man's still pretty good. Same with Sean Payton, guy who's gone in and won Super Bowls. And it's, the sensei versus the whatever you want to call it. There's the master apprentice.
Semi-apprentice. Yeah.
Semi-apprentice with Sean Payton doing, coaching, obviously, with Dan Campbell, bringing him under the wing with the Saints. So, yeah, I mean, good win. You go win the division this week against Minnesota. Nick Mullins is not good, plain simple. You got to win.
You got to win.
Yeah, I don't want to make this Lions talk. I really don't. I'm sorry, guys. I don't.
But
I kind of brought it back to Lions. That's not
it's bad. Fine. It's fine. We are. I just am saying in general.
Lions are a hot team. That's a hot topic. And also Broncos are a hot team. That's a hot topic. Broncos, I feel like Broncos versus Lions, that was a game of, I don't want to say what's going to give, but the Broncos had played a bunch of really big game, and the Broncos played a bunch of close games that they won leading into that just to stay in it. Right. And the Lions had played some close games, but throughout the season, it had been, can the Broncos win these games in the fourth quarter? Can the Lions get out to an early lead and hold on? Which one was going to give? If it was a close game in the fourth quarter, I still think the Lions probably take it. But that was kind of how the Broncos had been winning their games. We just went out. We took an early lead. We were up by, 3 scores, I think, in the fourth quarter. And once it was to that point, it was pretty much over. And we said as Lions fan, that was a must win for the Lions. And that not necessarily a must win for the Broncos, but it was a must win for the Lions.
I mean, it kind of was for the Broncos because now they're like way down the list.
Definitely was. I feel like it wasn't talked about as much just because it was like, if the Lions lose that means we're going back into SOL, and they're starting to slide a little bit. They were slipping and sliding.
I agree. Yeah, that's gonna be way tougher.
Where the Broncos were fighting and clawing. It's almost one of those things where, like, yes, obviously they have more losses and they're trying to get in, but if they lose a game, it's you're just back to where you were, where you have to win. Everything's a must win, and that was almost where they were catching momentum. Right. But Lions went in, took care of business like they had to, and
Yeah.
so Broncos aren't a great team, but it's one of their better wins. It's one of the Lions' better wins by far.
Yeah,
sure.
no, like I said, most complete game.
Yeah,
Dominant
without a-
game. Yeah.
Dominant.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's the first time in the last like 4 or 5 weeks that the defense actually looked like they were like playing a full good game.
competent. Actually,
Yeah.
They were
competent.
competent. They were actually sending guys. They didn't have Jerry Jacobs out there, who's they just target him because he's not a very good corner. Like he's just not. Cam Sutton's been shut down, which has been awesome. Last couple games, he's only been targeted at like 6 times. The guy's been shut down for us, which is great. But that's kind of what they're missing. Good news is he doesn't play full true corner, but CJ Garner-Johnson is going to come back. It might be this week. He's going to start practicing, which is huge. And then we're just kind of waiting on James Houston, hopefully for the playoffs, to get some more pass rush. Like I said, defense, it's just hot and cold, but that was a big game. I'm glad to see that out of the Lions. And
I think too, like speaking of CJ, you're saying he's coming back. I mean, I think with that big game from Iffy we saw against the Broncos, I mean, you got him, you got Curb, you got Branch, who he plays nickel and safety a little bit. I think that just opens it up for CJ to play a little bit more corner, even like
Right.
going forward when he comes back.
Yeah.
We need all the help that we can get.
Any secondary help we can get, we need help. So
Yeah.
that'll be good for the Lions. Pivot to the AFC. Mentioned that, Broncos, that would have been big for them, but legitimately everybody in front of them in the wild card spot won their game, so that was huge. The 1 seed is going to be the Baltimore Ravens. They're humming right now, looking really good. They are 11-3. They are the 1 seed, the only team to clinch a playoff spot so far. I didn't mention NFC. The Niners clinched the division. They're the first team to clinch the division, the only one so far, and clinch a playoff spot. So did Dallas and Philly. They clinched the playoff spot. If Seattle were to lose last night, 2 nights ago, whatever it's been, it was last night for us, then Lions would have clinched. But it's not about that. Like the Lions, you got to win the division. It's not about making the playoffs. Like
No.
whatever. It's the division. You win it. Get some hardware. Get a damn banner up there. I've said this for a while, Dak. Like, just get the banner up there so we can at least have this culture is turning into, okay, well, they won the division. Like, that's the spot to be right now in the North. Kings of the North. But, yeah, all the teams under them lost. So Ravens are there at the 1. They are 11-3. Next up is the Dolphins at 10-4. They're playing Dallas this weekend, and they have a gauntlet of a schedule. Both those two teams have the hardest remaining schedules. Dallas goes into Miami, and going back to Baltimore, they go out to play the Niners this week. And then after that, Miami and the Baltimore Ravens play each other in Baltimore.
Yeah.
So, and then Dolphins play the Bills. And the Bills, the thing about the Bills is they technically can still
My
win
Super Bowl pick.
Well, they can still win the division. They're 8-6. Great Super Bowl pick, sure. But like, yes, that'd be huge for you, especially that's your team this year. I did the last
Not
years,
to
and I got off
win
the
it.
wagon.
Not to win it. I said crazy thing to go, not to win it, but to go.
Okay. Mine was I like the Ravens and the Niners in this tournament.
Yeah.
But and Chiefs.
I'm all Niners, bro. Niners are my like Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, I'm Niners, so I think we're all
everything.
Niners.
Everybody
Yeah.
should be Niners. Like it's
For real.
Should be.
they just look like leaps and bounds.
So
better than
much
everyone.
better. So.
But I do. I'm very excited to see them go play Baltimore, go out and play them to see what they'll do with a guy who's only lost one NFC game in his whole career, Mr. Lamar Jackson, who I think is really a good candidate for MVP. Brock Purdy's been very good, but he's, it's just, I'm not trying to discredit what Brock Purdy's doing, but I think his amount of times he's thrown is like out of everybody in the league is like 26th out of any quarterback. I heard my barber, I got cut today. He was telling me that. I don't know. I have to take his word for it, but it would make sense. Like, they don't need to throw the ball that much because that's how sick their team is.
Well, and he's not the best player on the team either.
Not even close. He's not even, I wouldn't say Brock Purdy, as well as he's playing, no discredit. He's probably
He's not even a top 10 player on that team.
No, he's probably top 10 player.
Bro, are you kidding me? Think about the players on that
That's
team,
true.
dude.
I would take ninth. I don't know.
I would take Christian McCaffrey. I would take
Trent Williams.
I would take
Debo
Samuel. I would take Debo Samuel.
Nick Bosa.
That's three and offense. Yep, Nick Bosa.
Fred
I wouldn't even
Warner.
say, but I wouldn't say Chase Young yet. Even like if we're doing that.
No,
So
I wouldn't say
give him
Chase Young.
his-
Chase Young.
I wouldn't say Chase Young
Purdy's
yet
top
either,
10.
but there's a lot of people I would take over him on that team though. Like,
but
it's a good
again,
team.
I agree. Like, he is, but again, he's doing it. Like, someone has to do it. Now you can throw a lot of quarterbacks in there to do it, but who knows? I mean, like, whatever. Brock Purdy is playing
It
really
is.
good football.
It is
I'll
one of
say
those things
this.
that.
Would
Sure.
you say if you throw Josh Dobbs on that offense, it looks that
No.
much different? I
Yeah,
don't
I
think it
think it
really
does.
does.
I
think it
would.
does.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
think
point
Brock
where I think
Purdy's
it
better
does.
than because he knows what his role. Yes, I actually think he's better than Josh Dobbs.
Because we
I don't know if
have
it looks
seen-
that different though. Like I think Brock Purdy's probably better,
So
but I don't know if it's like leaps
I've
and
thought about
bounds
this a lot.
difference.
I've thought about this a lot, and I feel like as I go back and forth, it's like the question was always it was always if you had an elite quarterback in the Shanahan offense, like when he had Matt Ryan, would it look crazy? And then if you have an elite quarterback in the Shanahan offense on the San Francisco 49ers, what would it look like? Once they added McCaffrey, it was like, oh, they have an elite running back now rather than filler running backs. It's like it doesn't matter who you have a quarterback. But we've seen this Niners team when they have backup quarterbacks playing, and like CJ Beathard. I know that's an extreme example, and it was almost like they were kind of done there, but they looked terrible. Granted, the defenses weren't necessarily as good, and you didn't have Debo Samuel, and you didn't have Brandon Ayuk at that time. But still, I think we're kind of past the stage where it's like the Niners can survive with a backup quarterback. I think you need Jimmy G is not the best.
Huh.
I mean, like Jimmy, yeah, Jimmy D is not good,
Sucks.
but
Hey,
Jimmy G,
not
like,
good.
yeah, agreed. And
Like,
so, like,
Brock Purdy
that's
is much better than Jimmy G.
Much-
For sure, I'll say that.
Well, that's the thing is like,
But I think
Jimmy
Josh
G,
Dobbs is better than Jimmy G too. To be fair,
he was healthy and active, so that's the only thing with the Minnesota Vikings. So that's tough.
fair.
But I think it's almost a thing where people always use the example. Where it's like, well, Jimmy G had success with the Niners, and it's like, well, when he came in, he did have a lot of success, and he was a better quarterback then. And then he's not as good as what he used to be. I think Brock Purdy, although gets more respect maybe than what he's given, also deserves a little bit of props because
He
he
deserves
is
props. Yeah,
he's-
still, at the
he's
end of the day, he's
balling.
doing it.
He's balling. Yeah,
he's an
he is.
MVP more than just the story. He's the MVP for a reason. He's still delivering the rock. And even he said Christian McCaffrey should be our MVP, which I agree with more. If anyone should win MVP, I'm sorry. It's probably Tyreek Hill. Like he's just
That's
Hill.
where I'm at 100%.
The Dolphins don't look as good without it's Tyreek Hill all day.
and
Yeah,
they
okay.
played the Jets, and that just gives credit to their defense for not letting up any points, I think.
But still,
Yeah, Tyreek's so good.
He was also the MVP of my fantasy team, Tommy Lucas. I'll give him a little shout out here. Good game, man. Kicked me out of the playoffs this week.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
Won't say it's because Tyreek Hill was out, but
That's it.
very big factor.
Score, like yeah.
well, we saw the game too when Tyreek Hill went out for 2 quarters. Who they play? They play the Titans, right?
Yeah, they lost the Titans.
They lost to the Titans. Tyreek Hill went out for 2 quarters, and it was a completely different offense. And they did not look nearly as good as they did in the first quarter and the fourth quarter when he was back in.
Yeah.
And so that's the biggest thing. And Tua's obviously balling out. He's doing his thing, but
Right.
Tyreek Hill makes Tua and Jalen Waddle look a million times better, both of them.
Yeah. I'm excited to see that Dallas spreads 1.5. So I'm excited to see what goes
That's
on
the
there.
fraud. That's the fraud bowl. That's the who's legit bowl, I think.
Yeah.
Totally, for sure.
I mean, yeah.
Who
I
can
don't.
actually
I still,
compete?
even
Yeah.
if Dallas loses on the road, I don't think they're that fraudulent.
Well, yeah.
in fact-
In Dallas too, I just saw this like this morning. They're the only team in the NFC that has a top 5 offense and defense, which is kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like
They're gross.
statistically, which is nuts.
Right. But the thing about those two teams is they beat up on the bad teams, and they don't have a lot of good wins. Like playing.
So teams, I think it's teams that are over 500. The Dolphins are now current day teams over 500 because the one win the Dolphins had was the Broncos. They're not over 500 anymore. Thank you, Lions. I think the Dolphins are 0-3, and then the Cowboys are 1-3.
And there's
And I
only
think the
so many teams that are over 500. I mean, there's still a decent
True.
amount, but like, yeah, I know your point.
It's been a yeah. It matters. It definitely does
Yeah.
matter.
It does. So yeah, Dolphins touched on them too. Let's kill the rest of this AFC. The Dolphins are 2. They're 10-4. Doing this off rip. Sorry guys. Kansas
No, you're
City
good.
is 9-5.
I'm gonna grab a drink while you're going.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Kansas City is 9-5. They sit there at 3 with a very easy remaining schedule. I would not be shocked if they can at least bounce the
1.
2 spot. 1's going to be tough because the Ravens do have a tough schedule, sure. But I would be shocked if they don't win at least one of the 3. That gets them to 12 wins, and that's as high as KC can get, right? With nine wins.
Do you know what the tiebreaker is?
Number 1 would be Head On, which they haven't played. Number 2, I don't think
Exactly,
they played,
yeah.
right?
No,
Number
they
2
haven't
would
played.
be conference wins, AFC.
Conference wins.
So it just depends on what happens. I don't know exactly. I'd have to look at it right now. But Kansas City would have to win out, and they play the Steelers at the end of the year in Baltimore. I'm going to give them the nod there. The Steelers suck, and they lost to
That's
them.
so that's what as I said, Steelers suck, but that is a throw out the record books game where it's
True.
like anything could potentially happen.
Yeah, I don't
think
know.
that would- so I think that would
I
be
get
the-
what your point is, but like,
And I think so that would be I think that
I
would,
don't know.
so I think that would be the loss that would tie them right at 12-5 because what's Baltimore right now? They're 10-3. Is that right?
11-3.
They're 11-3.
We're up to. There's only 3 games left. Yeah, they're 11. Them and the Niners, the only teams 11 wins. Then 10-4 was
Yeah.
Detroit,
Okay. Yeah.
Philly.
3 games. Yeah. They're 11-3. That would be the game. I think Pittsburgh would be the game that would drop them to 12-5, and Casey would jump to 12-5. And I think it's the divisional record.
Oh.
That's what would maybe screw them because it's that
So
last.
they're gonna beat Miami though.
Who? The Ravens.
Yeah, because they played
It would
Dallas. They
be-
played the Niners and Miami, and then the Steelers. So
Yeah. So it would be.
I just don't see that being their last game of the season. Like if they.
Well, I think that would be the. So is it? I don't know if is it AFC wins and then
AFC
probably,
wins.
and then
AFC wins would be
then
2.
divisional. And I would guess divisional after. I think
Yeah,
the
it gets
only
weird. It gets like strength of schedules involved too.
that's what I was saying. I think the only
Is it really?
tiebreaker they would lose.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of the bottom ones.
Strength
I
of
think the
schedule's
only
one
way
of them,
they would lose would be
That's weird.
divisional. I think it would be divisional. That's it.
yeah, and I'd have to look. I don't know.
So
Kansas City,
Casey is
Casey's lost a
7
couple NFC games to us in Green Bay. I know that. That's a couple of their
yeah.
losses.
Casey is. I'm looking at it right now.
Bills.
Casey is. They're 7-2 in conference. Baltimore is 7-3 in conference.
Wait, so what's KC's overall record right now?
9-5.
9-5.
9-5. Wow.
And
I
then
think Casey's. I think you're right. Casey's probably 2 seed.
I'm going KC at 2. I think it's gonna be tough
KC
for
2.
Baltimore to lose this because even if they win out, I still think Baltimore is going to get a win, if not 2. And they get the Finns at home and they get the Steelers at home. It'll be tough against the Niners, but I think they win 2 out of the 3.
I agree with that. I think Ravens are getting the 1 seed for sure.
Yeah. And so I'd go KC at 2. This is where it gets weird because, like I said, you see the Bills here. They have a little bit more favorable schedule, and the last game of the year is in Miami. They play each other head on. And look at Miami's schedule: Dallas, then Baltimore. That is 2 of the best teams in football right now. And
Yep.
I think if you get 1, you should be happy if you're Miami. But then if you get 1 and the Bills win, and then their next 2. Then you're getting a head on again, and the Bills beat them already in Orchard Park, so they'd win. They could win the division.
Wait,
I
so
actually think
if
The Bills are
Miami
8-6, right? If they win the next 2 games, if they win 2 of their next 3 games, and that happens to be one of them happens to be Miami, because that's the last game of the year, they have the head on if it's the same record, right?
so let's say Miami loses the next 2. If Miami beats the Bills in that last game, are they still in?
Then that goes to AFC record because they've already at that point it'd be split. If that's
Okay.
if the Bills have won and have the
So this is what I have a little question for you boys, I guess. This is one of those situations for the Buffalo Bills where, obviously they could go win the division. Would it almost be better for them? I'm trying to think. Would it almost be better for them if they could? I guess they'd be on the road for that if they were the 5 seed.
People have
regardless.
said this about Dallas because, or this was brought up today, and I'm personally on the side of you want home field advantage for the playoffs in every situation.
You do, but it almost doesn't matter if you're Buffalo and you're going to play. If you're going to go, so round 1, regardless, you almost want the better round 1 matchup. So you play maybe that 4 seed rather than a potential sneaky 5 or 6 seed. And if you're Buffalo, you'd rather go play an easier 4 seed divisional winner because you maybe have to go then play Baltimore on the road or Casey on the road regardless. So you'd almost rather have an easier week 1 matchup, if that makes sense. Like it's almost one of those things where I don't want to say not winning your division's better, but
it's not. I know what you're saying, but
it's not because because your divisional and conference championship regardless is probably going to be on the road. And it's going to be KC and it's going to be Baltimore. So you almost want the favorable round 1 matchup.
It's the same.
More than anything.
I get the argument. It's the same argument. Sorry to cut you off, Stu. As I just want to say that it's
Yeah.
Dallas and Philly. It's like, oh well, if Dallas
Yeah, yeah.
is the 5 seed, they're going to play the Bucks and they're going to win that. Yeah, but
I think
Dallas
it's different.
blows on the road. Like that's.
I think it's different
blow.
for Dallas and Philly though. I think it's a little bit different because they're still fighting for that even 1 or 2 seed.
Really,
That's a 1 or 2.
I'd be
You know what I mean?
I'm
Where
the one.
yeah, sure, yeah, 2 seed. Where the Bills with 6 losses, you're not fighting for any sort of home field advantage in rounds 2 and 3.
Not necessarily if you're a 3 seed. I disagree. You could be a 3 seed.
That's true. You could.
That's where I'm like,
you get an upset. You can get an upset.
The AFC South. They're all 8 and 6.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So it's basically if the Bills basically want to win their division or be the wild card, right?
Yeah, but again, I don't think
I think you want what's guaranteed. I don't think you. Yeah, you never want to be the wild card. Like you want what's guaranteed. I would say
more so. I would say more so wild card because because round 1 you go play. Let's say you're the 5 seed, you're the wild card. You have, I guess at that point they could have 6 losses and still be the wild card. So you have 6 losses, you're the wild card. Maybe you even beat Miami, but Miami didn't end up losing any more games. That's just the way that it goes. You get to go play AFC South round 1. That's just what you get, rather than going and playing Kansas City round 1 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I see what you mean, but you're just playing with fire with that.
You're playing with fire.
Well, and you got to be the 5 seed, which Cleveland holds, probably to play the AFC South champion.
Yeah, no, sure.
So they'd probably be the 6 or 7 seed. Like right now, they're not even in the playoffs. Because even at 8 and 6, they're not even in. Right now, the rest is 9 and 5. So I'll go down the list. It's Ravens, okay, there. You got Dolphins with 10 wins, 9 wins. You have the Chiefs. And then at 4, this is where it gets shaky, is that whole division is the South. AFC South is Jags, but they might have CJ Beathard, bring him up again, playing against Tampa this weekend. And then CJ Stroud, possibly, it sounds like he's going to be out for another week. I just saw that report come out. And then also the Colts are alive. They're all 8 and 6. It goes Cleveland with Joe Flacco at 9 and 5. They sit there, right? Technically, division's not dead. Baltimore would have to lose every game. And then it would go to the Bengals are there at 6, which, again, their schedule's kind of tough. I'm sorry. I think they're going to fall off.
They still have to play Kansas City and stuff. Yeah.
Right. And then the Colts are there at 8 and 6. But then also at 8 and 6, not in, right out there is Houston. And other 8 and 6 is Buffalo. Yeah. Crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it's a crazy AFC. And then you still have 7 and 7 stinky Steelers and 7 and 7 Broncos. Not dead.
What does the Colts schedule look like? That's what I'm curious about.
Dude. Not awful. I know they play
I mess with the Colts.
They go
cool.
Falcons. They go Falcons, Raiders, Houston.
Yeah, I mean they could win. They could win.
That's intriguing. That could be a team where it's like everyone's fighting for them to lose. They could just actually go and get
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, with Gardner. That'd be crazy.
Dude, I'm breaking the Colts head out for like the next 5 episodes.
Cowboys up.
I take back what I said. I feel like more for NFC, there is a valid take with the Eagles and the Cowboys. What would you rather get? Obviously, you want to win your division. You want to be home field advantage, etc. But it depends on who you're playing. AFC, though, you got to just win your division.
Yeah, I think it's more of an argument for NFC.
Yeah, it's more of an argument for sure. Because that AFC, you got to just get in. Because it's so tight in the wild card spot. It is so tight. Damn.
Your hypothetical is fair though, because it's like if you're confident you're gonna get in as the wild card, then it's like, yeah, sure, why not? You know?
It's more of a 5 seed thing, I guess. But it also like the 6 through 10 for the AFC, it's all the same, so it doesn't really matter who you play. You'd rather just be at home.
Yeah, I think you want to be at home, especially if you're Buffalo, where you actually have like a very big advantage at home.
Exactly. Even if round 2 and 3 is not going to be at home, most likely. Yeah, that's true.
So
and 2 really could if you're the 3 seed.
Should we do a little who you think at the very end of the day what's going to be the AFC?
I was gonna say, do we want to do that or do we want to do power rankings? I feel like we should give some type of like ranking or list here.
The floor is yours, fellas. I've done it all today, legitimately. So I'm prepared for whatever.
Well, let's do. Yeah. I say we can do a full power rankings of the full NFL at the end, And let's do what do we say?
Full
Let's say
NFL.
No, we can't do full NFL.
No.
Let's do top. Let's do top five. Top five.
just
Top five.
no, yeah, we can do like top 5, top.
Hey,
No, I'm
Let's do
sorry.
5 best, 5
I
worst.
phrased
Five
that
best,
wrong.
5 worst.
I meant power rankings of the full NFL in terms of like top 10. Like who we think.
Okay,
We
yeah.
do top 10. I think we do top
Yeah,
10.
yeah. We can do that at the end. Right now for the AFC, let's say who do we think what do we think the week 1, the round 1?
All right. So yeah, we'll go. We're gonna pick our AFC NFC playoff picture. How about we just
let's do that.
We could go around the room and pick if you guys want to do it that style. I don't know. How do we want to do this? Do we want to do it?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go around the horn AFC, then go around the horn NFC.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Stu started off. How about Stu? You do the 1. I'll do my 1, then 2.
Okay, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Kind of
like how we did the country shit.
Let's do. What if we each go top 4 around the horn, and then we do our wild cards around.
Or yeah. Let's just do that.
Let's just do that. Let's do that.
All right, sick. All right, so I'll start it off.
You can start it off if you want, buddy.
All right, AFC right here. We'll start with AFC, I guess. I'm gonna say for the East, I'm gonna roll with the Dolphins. I'm gonna say Finns win the division. That's my division winner in the East. I'm gonna say for the West, we're going Chiefs. Don't believe in the Broncos. AFC North, we're going it's not even possible for the Broncos to win it.
It would be yes, because they have 5 losses to their 7. They just have to lose every game, and the Broncos would have to win. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there's a shot in the dark, but don't see it happening. I'm going Chiefs. AFC North, I'm gonna go Ravens. AFC South. This one's interesting. I'm gonna just do the memes pick. I'm gonna go Colts in the AFC South. All right.
So
what are you going there? How do you rank them? Yeah. So seeds 1 through 4. Do seeds 1 through 4?
1 through 4. All right. 1 seed is the Ravens. 2 seed is the Chiefs. 3 Dolphins. 4 Colts.
3 Dolphins. 4 Colts. Okay. Okay, I like it.
Dak, you want me to go? Or do you want it?
I'll go. Yeah, my 1 through 4 is gonna be a little bit different. All right. I'm going crazy here. I think it's just gonna happen. Actually, shit. The more that I talk about it now, I said Chiefs are gonna be the 2 seed. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm going Chiefs 1 seed. I'm just gonna put them there. They're gonna be 12-5.
He hates the Ravens. That's why he hates
everything. No, I don't. I said earlier. No, I don't.
Boy.
It's just no. It's just it's just tougher strength of schedule. I don't know. So the tough part is I don't know.
It is. Yeah, it's the second toughest schedule. The Miami's first. Yeah, it's
and so I don't know what the tiebreaker is there. So if it comes down to the tiebreaker at the end, I don't know who wins it. It feels like just one of those things.
They play each other head on in a week from now.
Okay, so
that could be it.
That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's where it is. And I'll go Chiefs personally. Ravens are going to be favored, and I'll take the Chiefs, despite the fact that.
Sorry. I thought on Dolphins Ravens.
No, yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, I don't think
Chiefs
Ravens.
Chiefs would be just AFC wins because the only one they played would have been the.
And
Dolphins.
they're 7-2. They're probably going to win out. Dolphins are 7-3 right now, so I have no idea. But I'll say Chiefs 1, but it could alter. I'm saying Ravens 2.
Okay. Yep.
That would could flip flop. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, this is going to be a crazy one. I am going to go with. I thought about going Jacksonville 3, which seems like the smart pick, but I'm actually going to go with the Bills win out and Bills get the 3 seed.
Okay.
Bills win out, Bills get 3 seed, and I'm going Jacksonville 4 seed at a little like 10-7 piece. The Jags are going to lose a few more games. And so I thought about putting them there at 3 because it's possible the Bills lose some more, but not if they win the division. So I'm going Bills 3, tossing out the Dolphins, and Jacksonville 4.
Okay. I'm going to go with Ravens at 1. Chiefs, they have an easy schedule. I'm going to go with them at 2. That'll be close. That could come down to the AFC, win on win there because the Ravens, I think they're going to win one of the 2, whether it's Miami or the Niners. Probably give it to Miami too because it's at home. That's why. I'm going to go with the Ravens 1, Chiefs 2. I will go with the Finns 3. It's going to be tough, but I think they will pull it out. I'm going to go Chiefs. Like I said, Chiefs 2, Dolphins 3. And although he's not playing, I think they can beat him. Still, Stroud Boys up. I'm going with my Houston Texans at 4.
Wow.
Nice. I
Okay.
like
so going
it.
tight. I do too. Yeah.
We all
Yeah.
got someone different there, boys.
I
I
kind of
fuck
wish
with
I
that.
would have gone. Oh wait, what's Houston's schedule remaining?
Because the thing is, I get the Jags thing, and I think I'm going to have them. I'll talk. We'll see if it. They
10
got,
and 7, right? They around that range.
yeah, but they got to play the Bucks this week with probably CJ Beathard.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, no,
Yikes.
that's true. Because that's why I thought the Jags would lose 1 or 2. That's why I left them at the 4. Ooh,
I'm not gonna lie to I mean I probably would have picked the Jags before like I started thinking about the Colts during this episode tonight. The other
yeah.
thing I just thought about too when I was like going through it, I don't know if you boys saw, I sent a tweet in one of our group chats today. Trevor Lawrence and Daniel Jones. I know T Law's not even playing
I
right
saw
now,
that.
but
Yeah.
basically same stats since coming into the league, which
It's
is
like one tick less.
that's
worse.
wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
He did have Urban Meyer for year one. I gotta you know what I
True.
mean, and no ETN or anyone like that. So no Ridley.
I'll give.
But
a
yeah,
small
it's fascinating stat. I read it on air today.
I'd like to give a small little thing here too. I feel like, and you guys, I don't know if you've heard the same. So I feel like Daniel Jones, the one thing, especially leading into this year, the key thing about him is whenever somebody's trying to sell you on Daniel Jones, it's always like, well, he's got legs. Like he can run a little bit. People forget people forget he's a tiny bit mobile. He breaks out some runs. I actually feel like Trevor Lawrence is the same factor where he hasn't had a lot of his longest pass was that last game that we watched where he had it was Jamal Agnew, the 60-yarder or whatever. That was his deepest pass. And I mean, it was a 25-yard throw in reality down the sideline wide open. And it was a 65-yard ball. That was his deepest ball. And I feel like a big thing when people sell you on Trevor Lawrence, I do the same thing, is they're like, oh, well, you forget he can actually run a little bit. He's tall, he can run. And so I feel like whenever somebody's selling you on the fact where it's like, oh, they can actually run, they're mobile, maybe you don't believe in them a whole lot. And so it is a similar fact. I would still obviously take Trevor Lawrence over Daniel Jones, but it's not that far out of the question, I guess.
That might just be a you thing too, because I feel like you don't really mess with JJ McCarthy, and that's like what everyone says about JJ McCarthy. They're always like, "Oh, he can run a little."
Well, yeah, because it's a bad sign. I feel like it's a bad sign.
All right,
Right?
that's how.
Let's not do that. That's
Well,
what are we doing?
That's a bad sign. Nobody's sitting there being like, "Oh,
I shouldn't have even said that.
This is a bad example. This is a bad example. I'll say number one with Tom Brady, obviously, and then like Patrick Mahomes. They talk about how he is mobile. Joe Burrow. They talk about how he is mobile. Even Jalen Hurts. You talk about he is mobile. Not a big Jalen Hurts guy. Even Josh Allen, I feel like you talk about he is mobile. Like he can make things happen with his feet, and he can get away from pressure. You don't talk about Trevor Lawrence or Daniel Jones getting away from pressure and making things happen with their feet into a nice pass. But those guys, that's more so what you talk about with those guys. But with the guys like a Trevor Lawrence or a Daniel Jones, you talk about, oh, they have these nice runs, these nice little read options that they have. And no good quarterback. That's not a selling point for them.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like Josh Allen, it's not like, well, his read options and these like 10-yard runs that he has,
right,
that makes him kind of nice. That's not a selling point for it.
Right.
And so that's the whole
point. Good point. It's a good point.
Yeah.
Let's get
JJ
your
McCarthy.
teams.
All right, let's keep it going.
Let's talk about let's talk about JJ McCarthy a little bit more. No,
yeah, I'm good. You guys can finish it off.
I'll hit my wild cards here.
Yeah,
So,
let's go around the horn.
I'm going with
five. Who's your five? Let's do it that way. I'll do my five after Stu and Dak. You can go whatever order.
This is tough, man. This is kind of tough just because
I know my five. You want me to go? I can do it.
I'm gonna let you go, yeah, because I don't really know the remaining schedules of these teams, and I feel like you got a better idea.
I like Cleveland. I still like Cleveland. I like Joe Flacco and what they're doing. It's got a tough game against Houston. I think they're going to win minimally 10 games this year, if not 11. I got Cleveland there.
I like Cleveland. I that's what I was thinking too, honestly.
Are we going one by one, not just
yes? Who's your five? Card? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Cleveland as well because that's what I was thinking, and you just confirmed that for me.
Yeah, 9-5. They sit at 5 right now.
I will. Shit. At my 5, I'm actually gonna. I'll go. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colts at my 5.
Okay, Colts at the 5. I like that.
I like
Colts
that.
at
I
the
like
5.
it
I'm going
too.
Colts at the 5.
Okay,
They have a
so
very easy remaining schedule. I like Colts at 5.
Browns, Colts. Okay,
I think the Colts have just somehow become my AFC team. They're like
that's
my
cool.
AFC team in my mind now.
There you
Fine.
go.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I forgot. I let the team out. I'm going Dolphins are my 5. Dolphins are my
Fair.
5.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dolphins are your 5.
Sorry.
Okay, I
Dolphins,
like that.
Dolphins are my 5.
That's totally fair. Yeah, you're good. All right,
Yeah,
Dolphins are his 5. I'm gonna go with my 6. You want me to start off 6 here? 6. I will take Jacksonville. I still think they're gonna win some games. They got some bad teams on the schedule. I think they play the Panthers and somebody else who's not very good. The end of the year it is Tennessee. Yeah. So they got probably CJ Beathard at Tampa, which is gonna be tough for them to win, but I think they win these next 2 or 1. I think they'll be a 10-11 win team. Give me Jacksonville at 6.
I think my 6 is going to be the Bills.
Yeah.
I still haven't thrown them on yet, so I'm
Nice.
gonna put them on right there.
Cool.
My 6. I know I said Browns at 5, Colts at 6.
You said you said Miami.
I know. I'm saying originally. Yeah, I know. I said yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Originally, I had put the Browns at 5. I kind of want to flip flop now. Oh shoot, man, that's really tough. Indy's just got such an easy remaining schedule.
Debatable.
Indy?
Yeah, they still got to play Houston.
They go Falcons, Raiders, Houston.
Raiders win games.
I know, but
win games
compared to the rest.
I mean, I think if the Colts, you're playing like
I'm going Houston. I'm
three
going
frisky teams.
It's so if
they're still alive and can
so
win
no, yeah, I agree. I agree. Just compared to the rest, if CJ Stroud is playing football for the Houston Texans, I'm putting the Texans at 6.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. CJ Stroud has to be playing football.
I mean, he might not play this week. So are you guys saying he plays week for the next 2 weeks? Like, what you got to give me the asterisk?
Yeah, he has to play at least 2 of the games. He's got to play at least 2 of the because they go Titans and they go Colts.
He should play the next week after this. You're supposed to play this week, and now he's in the
Houston.
You almost had Colts at 5, and now they're out.
Not yet.
So 7 spot. We got one more. I'm going to go with Buffalo. That's my last team to sneak in. I got Buffalo. So mine are going to be in order here, just so I'll get rid of mine. Baltimore, Kansas City, Miami, Houston, Cleveland, Jacksonville, Buffalo. I don't have the Colts. Sorry.
Sorry, it's okay. I'm new to the fandom. It doesn't sting yet. All right, so I'm going. Mine was top to bottom. I had Ravens 1. I had Chiefs at 2. And then I had Dolphins at 3, I believe. 4 was Colts. 5, I had Browns. 6 was Bills. And then at 7, I'm going to go with – damn, this is tough.
Where are your Colts?
I had Colts winning the division.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay.
So
Colts
I'm between like – all right. I think I'm going Jags. I got to throw the Jags in there. I feel like I'm between Jags and Houston.
You hadn't put the Jags in yet?
I didn't put the Jags in yet. No.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So Jags are my 7.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going a little bit different. So I went KC at 1, Baltimore at 2, Buffalo at 3, which is a bold pick.
I like it though. It's a good one.
Yeah.
39% chance that'll happen statistically.
Sure.
Someone had to pick them.
I went Jacksonville at 4. I went Miami at 5, which I feel very good about. 6, I said the Houston Texans. 7's very tough because I think Indianapolis, their schedule, looking at it, is.
Who's your 5?
5 was Miami.
So you have no Cleveland right now?
Not yet. No Cleveland.
Okay.
And I'll give my little reasoning here out. 5 is Miami. 6 is Houston Texans, as long as CJ Stroud can play a couple of games, which might be 50-50. I love Indianapolis. I think they're an awesome team. And
love Indianapolis? What have you ever loved Indianapolis?
All right,
Yeah,
fine,
I
fine,
live with you. You don't love Indianapolis.
Fine.
love to hear
Yeah,
it.
it was a phrase. I like Indianapolis. My
Okay.
bad.
He's
I
joining
like
the
Indi-
squad, man. He's
I
joining the
like. No,
bandwagon
I'm
with me.
sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean I love Indianapolis. It was a phrase to say. Might be. I like Indianapolis and I like the schedule that they have remaining, but it's a similar thing that I said with the Packers, where if you look at it, it's like, oh, very easy schedule. But you think about the fact that they've been gritting and grinding a lot of these games out, going to overtime in some of these games, and Gardner Minshew is their quarterback. Okay, it's not super easy for them. I think Cleveland's the same way. I will say, I do love Cleveland. You can attest to it. Okay. I do love Cleveland with Joe Flacco. I like
It's just like,
Flacco,
what?
but it's not gonna let.
Yeah, you like
I
Flacco.
don't-
We all like the story. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay.
Yes, I like this story, and I'm
Thing you
a
love a
big.
team is like, all right, man. Like, come on. You
Hey,
never
fine,
even
not-
expressed any love towards Indianapolis. I'll give you the Flacco thing here, but the Indy thing is that I had to call you out. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah, okay. I don't love Cleveland. It was just a big
The Cleveland thing, I get that you're fine in Cleveland.
It was a frame. Fine.
Just
But
go.
yeah.
We'll move on.
I've loved what Cleveland has done. Eventually, things when you look at their schedule, it's like that's a win. Then it's basing off them playing their best football. It's been Cleveland almost lost their last game because Joe Flacco threw 3 interceptions, which is a big deal, and it's still very 50-50. My 7th seed, I'm going with the team that has a very difficult schedule, but it'll be a crazy. You get in at 7. I'm going Cincinnati Bengals, and I'm going to do it.
Dang.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad you picked them because I was just about to say you're the only Bengals fan I know who loves Cleveland.
Yeah, it's more of a Joe Burrow thing, but yeah. Like it's not a huge Bengals fandom as we've discussed in the past. It's
That's new to me.
we
Man.
don't have to get into this
Then with
again.
the
It's,
Bengals game this year, right? Okay.
it's
Um,
with Joe Burrow playing against the Ravens. That's it's a big deal.
But you got to pick, right? You got to pick what game you wanted to go to of all the NFL games, right? And so
No, we did. Hey, I said it. My step. Hey, no. I said it. My stepmom, she was having back surgery, so it had to be before the 21st. Okay.
All right. We'll let the audience
It'll be-
form
it had to
their
be
own
before-
opinion.
All right.
And we
You're
couldn't.
right.
We
You did
couldn't.
say that. You're right. You said
I did say that, and
You
we couldn't go to Lions versus Chiefs because
That's
my
tough,
brother
right.
was
I
going
get it.
somewhere. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Those were the two
right.
options. Those were
All
the
right.
two options.
That's fair.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Joe Burrow lover, not Bengal lover. Joe
Yeah,
Burrow
yeah,
lover.
yeah.
Burrow,
All right.
lover, and he went to school.
Anyways, as I said, love
Whatever.
the Colts,
We
love the
digress.
Browns, but I don't think they're gonna get into it.
Okay. All right. Let's get the NFC cooking here.
This will be easier, I feel like, than the
Yeah.
AFC was.
Let's just blitz through this one. NFC pushing an hour 16 somehow. It's been the continents. And
Yeah,
then NFL.
NFL.
That's been it. All right. NFC. I'll just give you my 1 through 4 if you don't mind, fellas.
Yeah, do it.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
You got this.
1 through 4. I'm gonna go with. Son of a bitch. This is tough.
You're going Saints at 1. You said
No.
Derek Carr.
No.
He's gonna pull through. Jameis Winston.
Another team you
Okay.
quote unquote love, which makes actually more sense because you actually lived in that state. No.
I love the Colts. I love Colts.
Me too. I really like them as well.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
All right.
Michael Pittman guy. Yeah. You've been
No,
real
actually-
vocal about your love for him. Actually, you've been vocal about how much you don't like that guy. You don't like that guy. Big Zach Moss fan. Like, sick.
No,
dog.
I'm not. I actually hate them all.
So sick. Okay. All right. I'm going number 1, Niners. No question for me. Number 2 here. I want to do it, but I can't.
Do it.
I can't do it.
Someone's got to do it. Someone has to do
I
it.
can't do it. It's
So
not.
keep that in mind, though, that someone's got to do it.
I'll go Dallas. I'm gonna go Dallas. I think Dallas. I'll go Dallas. I'll just stick with Dallas. I think they're going to beat Detroit head on at home, and I think they can beat Miami this week. If they lose to Miami, it's going to be tough because Philly. I think Philly might lose the Giants in a game though, and that's the thing. So they have the head on there because they split right now, and currently the Cowboys sit at 2. So even if the Cowboys lose 2 of these next 3 games, 1 of these next 3 games, which would be I'm anticipating they beat Detroit. I'm anticipating they beat former Skins, now Commanders. And then even if they were to lose to Miami, that would be that's if Philly wins out, they would get the nod over them. But I don't think they will. I think they're gonna lose the Giants once, and that will be it because they get the Giants card Giants, and I think Philly is just poop. So I'm gonna go with Dallas at 2, Detroit at 3, and my 4 seed is going to be Baker playmaker led Buccaneers, baby. Give me that all day.
I like that a lot. I'll do mine. So I'll say Niners. I'm also Niners at 1. Head over heart, heart over head. That's what we talk about. I would say the NFC East winner, which I think will be the Cowboys, and I actually think it's the Cowboys potentially with a loss. Because I think, like you said, I think Philly's probably going to lose one of those games to the Giants. It's just going to happen. They're on a downward spiral. It's just not looking good for them. They're going to win a playoff game, probably their first divisional play or the first wild card round as the 5 seed. That's just what's going to happen. But I don't think they win the division. It's probably not going to be the Lions at 2, but I'm putting the Lions at 2.
All right. No, I mean, it's not impossible.
It's not possible. They have to win out.
They will.
It is so. You know what? Actually, in reality, the Lions are a very streaky team. Shit, they have to beat the Cowboys, though. Cowboys with a loss. I say we lose 1 to Minnesota. Maybe we beat the Cowboys. I'll go San Fran at 1, Lions at 2. We'll say Cowboys at 3. Probably flip-flopped, but who cares? Doesn't matter. At 4, I haven't looked at the schedules for them at all.
Bucks have the most favorable.
Yeah. Fuck, let me see. Saints are 7-7. Oh, Jesus. 4 seed. Oh, it's the Browns. Come on, man. I'm going to say 4 seeds the Saints.
Grim.
4 is the Saints.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Saints, just for reference, have to play LA on Thursday in LA. They got to still play the Buccaneers, and they still have to play Atlanta.
Yeah, it's Bucks, then the Bucks, then Atlanta. Who does Tampa play though? Because Tampa plays. They go Jags, Saints, Panthers, and I think it's that Saints game. I think that could potentially decide it.
They go Jags, Saints, and then Panthers. Yep.
Yeah. And I think it's.
And they probably get.
They have the Saints at home. I might flip flop that. I'm going Saints. It's chalk. It's lame. I do like the Bucks. I like Baker, but I'm going Saints.
Yeah, I like your picking Saints because I think I'm picking Bucks there too, like Kreitz. But mine 1 is gonna be. Surprisingly, I'm gonna put I'm putting Niners 1, but for winner of the East, I'm actually gonna go Eagles here.
No, yeah, I mean statistically, Stu, they got the 63% chance to win the division, so it makes sense, man. They're pretty easy.
Yeah, so I'm going Eagles at 2. 3, I'm going Lions, and then 4, I'm going Buccaneers.
Okay.
The Bucks have a 68% chance to win the division. I'm looking right here to the Saints 27, just for reference. Yeah. Falcons 5. So not really chalk picking the Saints. Saints would be actually the underdog there.
I mean, like start of the year, like
sure, start of the year division bets. Yeah, no, it makes sense.
And like just
it should have been right. Yeah,
exactly.
Right. I got who most people projected to win it. All right, so wild card real quick. The winner, pretty much, I think we can all agree is going to be the second place of the NFC.
Yeah.
So for Stu's going to be, I'll just say it's going to be Dallas for you, and then for us it'll be the Eagles. And then so you're 6 and 7. Do we just want to go around the horn with 6? It's kind of like what we did last time.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, I'm going to go LA Rams. I like what the Rams are doing. I think they're really.
Oh, mine froze.
I'm not frozen. I think Kreitz is just frozen.
Kreitz froze.
No.
Damn.
All right. Well, I'll give my 6 and 7 while we wait for Kreitz to boot back.
Oh yeah, you give your 6 and 7. What are you going at 6?
All right. So at 6, I know Kreitz just said he went Rams. Oh.
I can hear
all right. Kreitz is FaceTiming me. I'm on FaceTime with Kreitz on the show.
Completely koshed.
All right. You're good. I'm putting you on. I got you on. Yeah, we're frozen on
you're
you,
good. You're good.
You're on my screen, so let's hear it.
Yeah.
All
Who's
right,
your
so Kreutz
7?
is saying Rams at 6. What's your 7, Kreutz?
I'm going with Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
Seahawks at all right. Seahawks at 7. All right.
Mine's the same. I'm going Rams at 6, Seahawks at 7.
I want to hear what you guys say.
All right. Fuck.
I just
All
said
right.
it. I just said it. Rams at 6,
Kreutz.
Seahawks 7.
Kreutz, Dak just said you said
Here,
Rams at 6, Seahawks at 7, Dak.
Yeah, do a joint FaceTime. Do a little joint FaceTime.
All right, let me get this. Well, my phone's about to cook, so let me just spit by it real quick, and then we'll let Kreutz sign us off here. So I hate to be boring, but I'm actually gonna go the same as you boys for 6 to 7.
Okay, yeah.
So we all got the same. Kreutz.
So, you're not going Bucks at all?
I'm going no Bucks. I'm
He's
going no
going no
Bucks.
Bucks. No
I'm going
Bucks
no
for
Bucks.
Dak.
Dude, I like Baker. I like the Bucks. I do.
Saints would probably be, or I think the Vikings are going to lose the Lions maybe twice.
Vikings are gonna lose, but I think the Seahawks figure.
Saints would be maybe the one that gets it over Seattle. That'd be my debate. Would be them.
And I think the Seahawks.
Right, well, hell of an episode, fellas. Sorry.
You're
Wait,
good.
Kreutz, hey, tell him do one of the. What's your? Hey, Stu.
He
Stu.
can't hear you, Dak. He can't.
I know.
hear
Yeah,
you, Dak.
Stu. Ask him. Does he have a say it how it is? Just a general say it how it is.
Portal news next week as well. Signing off. The reaction committee. See you next time.
All right, we're
Wait.
signing off. We're signing off. Good episode, fellas.
Ask him if he's got to say it how it is.
Wait, real quick. Dak wants you to say it how it is. He says
Just anything in life. Say it how it is.
anything in life, say it how it is. Christ is what Dak is saying.
Let's say it how it is.
Anything in life, say it how it is what he's saying.
I don't even know what to respond to that. I don't like just say it how it is. I don't know.
He says I don't know, Dak. I don't know what you mean either, man.
I thought it was like a small segment. You know what I mean?
I thought it was too. Actually, I
Yeah,
don't know if I thought it was. I don't know.
I don't know if it was. We had a couple segments cooked up. I thought we get to go think of a little something, a little say it how it is.
Oh, you mean the Are You Serious?
Are you serious? Yeah. Are you serious? The Are You Serious?
I'll have it next week.
He's got it next week.
You
All
got
right.
no Are You Serious right now?
His Are You Serious is the sign off to this episode.
No, my Are You Serious is Dakota Herbert saying I love Indianapolis.
That's a great one.
There you go. That's my Are You Serious. That is it.
All right, that's episode 7.
Good night.
Good night, fellas. Episode 7, we out.
We out.